Walking under the sun for extended periods can quickly become uncomfortable, especially during Melbourne's summer when temperatures often soar above 35 degrees. Recent studies have shown that prolonged exposure to sunlight significantly increases the risk of skin cancer over time. In fact, it can take as little as 8 minutes of sun exposure to cause erythema or skin reddening. The Australian case is particularly sensitive since it ranks among the highest countries in the world for skin cancer rates, largely due to its geographic location. In the case of cities, the problems might get worse because of the urban heat island effects. This happens when the natural landscapes are replaced by built environments such as asphalt and concrete, and the consequences of this can be felt in several ways, from higher temperatures and humidity levels to poorer air quality and increased smog, which could also cause health risks. These images were captured by the City of Melbourne on a summer day near Victoria Market using a heat camera, and they reveal a striking contrast. Uncovered areas exposed to direct sunlight are almost twice as hot. Terrifying, isn't it? But luckily, there's a group of superheroes that can help us save the day. Yes, trees! They help us cool our cities by casting shade, absorbing CO2 to refresh the air, improve the aesthetics in the urban fabric, and so much more.
To address the previous issue, we chose the city of Footscray in Australia to conduct a shadow catchment analysis, focusing on a 10-minute pedestrian catchment area around Footscray train station. Our methodology will focus on three main aspects, from collecting key data, such as tree canopies, then analysing the data in GIS software, where we'll finally run a 3D simulation to test different results based on tree planting logic. Meet our characters, Tommy, Pablo, Josh and V, who are grabbing an ice cream on the summer solstice, 3 PM in the afternoon. They are meeting at Footscray Station, then stopping by an ice cream shop on the way to university, where unfortunately their ice creams melt due to a lack of shading, creating discomfort for all the characters. Our goal is to make strategies for heating along the corridor that the characters walk, to see if these characters can enjoy their ice cream on the way to university.
We started by collecting data from the Arpansa website. For the case given, we can see that the UV levels were extreme. Then, from petcatch.com, we extracted a quick analysis on how far you can walk from Footscray Station in 10 minutes, which is perfect for mapping our ice cream route. And lastly, the tree canopy comes from BigMap's open data. Then we imported the tree data into QGIS and applied a filter in the layer properties to classify trees into three groups: small, medium, and large.
Moving forward, we import tree data into QGIS, and we also categorize it by canopy size to model design Rhino Grasshopper. For the next step, we collected OpenStreetMap data and imported into Rhino using Grasshopper and L2 plugin. We also imported PetCatch into Rhino to have a clear insight on the shading walking distance for proposing tree planting strategies.
The team used Cyclops, a new Grasshopper plugin that allows you to analyze solar irradiance in real time. After analyzing Footscray, the site was chosen in between of Victoria University and also Footscray's hub. For such high foot traffic area, Nicholson Street has notably poor shading performance. In order for us to better understand the shading issues on Nicole Street, we imported our Rhino file into 3ds Max, and from 3ds Max we can make a tidefall simulation. In tidefall simulation, each person is a cylinder, and they are able to freely roam on the pink footpath, which is a footpath I set for my people, and they can move freely under the sun in about 60 frames. So the number do not increase in the shaded area. However, once they reach the end of the street, you can see numbers are increasing. Well, because this side of the street has shading, they can freely roam for a very long time. However, if we move the footpath onto the other side of the street, you can see that there's literally no shading, and there isn't much after a few seconds. So It can move around. However, as they continue to work, they all stop because there's just no shading.
For our proposal, we looked at different tree sizes, as well as the introduction of a median strip with a tree. We then also proposed to rotate the car parks alongside the bridge so that we could create planter beds between the parking spaces and provide shading along the footpath.
Also, we found that staggering the trees where they are allowed to provide shading for different areas. Now let's hide the tree to run the simulation. Now that the proposed trees are hidden, we can see people moving towards Victoria University, and also is reaching towards the end of the street.
From this perspective, we can see that it had improved significantly shading provided for the site. And thanks to this experimentation, now we can apply the tree planting logic into other areas and enhance urban surroundings for the scale Footscray, allowing our character to avoid the risk of sunburn and enjoy the ice cream without it melting. Thank you for watching.